You've done your homework, you researched, you visited, you interviewed, and then you decided on the right nursing home for your loved one. Not an easy task. But your work isn't over. Dr. Shirley Ratner joins us in the MetroHealth studio with important advice for after the move. Dr. Ratner is a clinical psychologist with MetroHealth. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you found a great place, mom and dad successfully moved in. What else is there left to do?
Right. Well, at this point, what you want to do is make sure that they're adjusting well. So while you don't want to walk in and interrogate them, there are some important questions that you want to ask them as they're settling in. So some of the questions are you comfortable? Is there anything worrying you? Do you feel safe? Do you feel respected? When you call for help, how long does it is it before somebody responds? You also want to observe if they're making friends. Social interaction is very important. Are they exercising, getting physical help, and do they like the staff?
Okay, and speaking of the staff, you have some questions for the staff as well, right?
That's right. It's would be helpful if you can find a staff member that your loved one has connected with. And if there is somebody they've connected with, that's who should be your go-to, because they will then be able to work with your loved one who feels comfortable with them.
Mm-hmm. So what are the kind of questions for the staff?
Okay, so the kind of questions that you want to ask are, after the initial adjustment, do they seem depressed? Ask them about the daily routine. What time do they get up? How they fill their time? Are they interacting with others? Are the meals being prepared appropriately for their diet? Are they taking their medication? And are there any, special issues? How are they being handled?
Okay, and you say that a little appreciation with the staff goes a very long way?
Absolutely. The staff work very hard. So saying thank you and being respectful goes a long way. While you should feel comfortable being able to call them anytime, it is helpful to say, when is a good time to call? Also make sure that they have a phone number where they can get to you promptly if there is an issue. Also, share with them anything personal about yourself or your loved one that might help them. And, if there are issues, don't be afraid to bring them up. If there was an incident, ask how it was handled and if any changes were made.
Okay, and if you have more concerns, what do you do?
Well, don't settle for anything less than what you need to know. And if necessary, go up the chain of command.
Okay, any other advice?
Well, it is important that every time you come to visit them, come with a fresh new eyes. Pay attention, is it clean? Are there any unsettling smells? How's the lighting? Is it a peaceful environment? Because remember, your loved one is there all the time. So the atmosphere can really impact their mood. And overall, if you're worried, just remember that they are adjusting, so try to keep some optimism. But if you really are still feeling unsettled, most nursing homes do have support groups and resources. I recommend using them because it's always good to see what other people in your shoes have done to cope with the stress of helping a loved one adjust.
Wow. As always, great tips.
Thank you.
As MetroHealth says, change is healthy. And while this particular change is challenging, you've done a great job of finding a healthy, caring place for your mom or dad. But don't stop now. Follow Dr. Ratner's advice to make sure this place remains the best place as time goes on. My thanks to Dr. Ratner for joining us today.
To learn more, call MetroHealth at 216-778-7800 or log on to www.metrohealth.org. Next,